Good morning, children. Welcome you all to today's science class. I hope everybody is doing fine and studying well. Children, I have already told you your pre-midterm exam is going to start very soon. So keep studying nicely. Go through the previous videos and properly revise your chapters which are coming for exam. Okay. In our last class we have studied about some parts of plant like stem and roots. Today we are going to study about leaf. Everybody seen leaf. Have you ever wondered what gives the plant its green color or why all the leaves are green in color? The green color of the leaves is due to presence of green color pigment called chlorophyll. That green color pigment, chlorophyll, present in leaf, and because of the chlorophyll, the color of leaf is green. Chlorophyll is what enables the plant to make their own food using water, carbon dioxide in air and sunlight. Plants make their own food because of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll help the plant to make their own food in presence of sunlight with the help of carbon dioxide and water. Okay. Leaves. Leaves are generally flat in shape. You can see in the picture the leaves are generally flat in shape, and this flat portion of leaf is known as leaf blade or lamina. Okay, and the narrow, very short stalk which is present at the base of the leaf, and through this stalk the leaf is attached to the stem of the plant. This stalk is called petiole. Narrow short stalk which is attached to the stem of the plant, that small stalk is called petiole, and with the help of the petiole the leaf is attached to the stem. On the leaf some lines, fine lines, we can see in the picture some fine lines which are present on the surface of leaf. That lines are called veins. Okay, and one prominent line seen in the middle part of the leaf, you can see, and that prominent line is called midrib. Once again, the flat portion of leaf is called lamina or leaf blade. The small stalk of leaf which is connect the leaf to the stem, that small stalk is called petiole. With the help of the petiole only the leaf is attached to the stem. Okay, and on the close observation we can see some lines on the leaf, and these lines are called veins of the leaves. And one prominent line which is seen in the middle part of the leaf is called midrib. Okay, I hope you understood all the parts of a leaf. And the pattern of these veins, have you seen veins? The pattern of the veins in the leaves is called venation. Venation means arrangement of the veins in a leaves is called venation. Okay, there are two types of venation, reticulate venation and parallel venation. So first of all we will see reticulate venation. Children, the plants, those who have taproot system in them. Such plants have reticulate venation in their leaves. The plants which have taproot system in them, such plants have reticulate venation in their leaves. Okay, the veins of the leaves of the plant with a taproot seems to emerge from the midrib and form net-like pattern. You can see in the picture the net-like pattern on the both side of the leaves. This called reticulate venation. In reticulate venation, the veins are arranged in the form of network. You can see in the veins are arranged in the form of network on the both side of the leaves, and such network is called reticulate venation. The veins form net-like pattern. Okay, example of one reticulate venation is mustard plant. You can see mustard plant have taproot system in them. Mustard plant have taproot system, and therefore reticulate venation is present in their leaves. Okay, I hope you understood reticulate venation well. Now move to the next type of venation, parallel venation. The veins of the leaves of the plant with fibrous root system, means the plant those have fibrous root system have the parallel venation in their leaves. The veins of the leaves of the plant with the fibrous root system run parallel to each other. Veins, you can see in the picture, the veins of the leaves are arranged parallel to one another, and such venation is called parallel venation. Example of this venation is grass family. All the here one rice plant, maize or grasses. Grasses have the fibrous root system in them, and in such plants the leaf have parallel venation. Means their veins are running parallel to each other in leaf, and such kind of venation are called parallel venation. And example of the parallel venation is rice plant, maize plant, grasses, etc. Veins of leaf transport water, minerals and food, and also provide support to the leaves. Okay, move to the next point. Now we will see function of leaf. The main function of leaves is to make food for plant by the process of photosynthesis and with the help of chlorophyll. I have already told you children, the green color of leaf is because of the presence of chlorophyll pigment, and that chlorophyll pigment makes the food for the plant in the leaves. In the process of photosynthesis, this chlorophyll pigment trap the light of the sun, and with the help of water and carbon dioxide they prepare their food, and this food which is prepared in leaf, because chlorophyll is present in leaves of the plant, and that is why leaves are called kitchen of the plant, because food preparation takes place in leaf in the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so main function of leaves is to make food for plant by the process of photosynthesis and with the help of chlorophyll. Okay, and another function of the leaf is leaf transport water, mineral and food through the veins which are present in the leaf. You know that veins are present in the leaf in the reticulate in the form of reticulate network and or in the form of parallel venation. Okay, and that veins help the leaf to transport water, minerals and food uh, which is present in the wind to the different parts of the plant. Okay, another important function of leaf is leaves also release water from the plant through the stomata. Okay, now here you have to understand what is stomata. Stomata is are the small pores which are present on the surface of leaf. Stomata are the small pores, means small pores which are present on the surface of leaf are called stomata. Just like the small pores which are present on our skin, just like that the small pores are present on the surface of leaf, and that small pores are called stomata. Okay, so water uh, release from the plant through this stomata, and this process of releasing the water is called transpiration. The process of uh, losing water from the stomata, this process is called transpiration. This process help in cooling down the leaves. Escape of water from the leaves makes the roots pull more and more water to make up for the lost water, and the rising water brings more nutrients with it which are necessary for the plant growth. And transpiration also increase the amount of water vapor in the air and thus help the atmosphere to get cold. Because of the transpiration only our atmosphere is become cold. I hope you understood transpiration. What is transpiration? Transpiration is the process through which plant lose excess of water through the stomata. And you know that what is stomata? Stomata are the small pores which are present on the surface of leaf, and through the stomata excess of water get released from the stomata, and this process of losing water from stomata of the leaf is called transpiration. Okay, and transpiration make cooling down the leaves and also make the atmosphere cold. Okay, to understand the transpiration, what is transpiration, we will do one exercise activity. You can do this activity at home even. It's very simple activity, and through this activity we can observe the study the process of transpiration of in leaves. So for this activity you can take a transparent polythene bag and tie it around the leaf of a plant. You can see in the picture how polythene bags is tied to the leaf of the plant, and observe this after some time you will notice that the droplets of water on the inner surface of the polythene bag. So where does this water come from? This water is come from the leaves. Leaves get water from the stem and use it to make food. The unused water or excess of water is lost from the leaves in the form of water vapor, and this water vapor cool down on the inner surface of the polythene bag, and this process of losing water from the stomata, this process is called transpiration. And through this activity you can understood what is transpiration. I hope you understood well. Now move to the next topic, modification of leaf. I have already told you what do you mean by modification. Okay, modification means the plant makes some changes in their body to adjust themselves to changing surrounding or changing climatic condition. So some changes are coming in the plant body, that changes is called modification. Sometimes the plant change their stem into different structure and to adjust themselves with atmosphere. So such kind of changes which occur in plant body are called modifications. So here we will see some leaf modification, means how leaf is changed into different structure. Modification of leaf into spine. Spines means small. When the leaf of the plants are changed into spine like structure or needle like structure. So such shape of the spine ensure the plant loss of water max minimum. Spines also protect plant from being eaten away by the grazing animals. Spines are small needle-like structure. You might have seen on the plants some needle-like structure which are present on the stem. That spines are actually leaf. To reduce the, you know that the transpiration is takes place through the leaves, means water losing from leaves. So to reduce the rate of transpiration, the leaves of the plant change into spine or needle like structure. So it will reduce the loss of water from the plant, and that is why, and plant change their leaves into spine and protect water. In plants like cactus which is grow in areas like desert. In desert there is very less water, water scarcity is there, so leaves of some plant are modified into spines, and these spines or needle like shape of these spines ensure the loss of water is minimum. Spines also protect the plant from being eaten by the grazing animals. Okay. Another modification of leaf are for support, give support. In some plants such as pea plant. Pea plant is very weak plant. So in such plant, to give the support to the plant, the upper leaflet are modified into tendrils. You can see in the picture, the upper leaflet are get modified or get changed into thread like tendrils, which these tendrils find some object to coil around and thus provide support to the plant. With the help of this tendril, the plant gets support and they climb up, and these tendrils give the support to the plant. Okay. So for example, pea plant. In pea plant, the leaves of the plant get changed into tendril like structure and such tendrils. Okay, so you understood. The leaves of some plants also grow in the soil is deficient in some nutrients, develop special structure to trap insect. For example, pitcher plant and Venus flytrap. These plants develop some special kind of structure in them, and the plant derive their nutrition from the trapped insect, such as pitcher. In case of pitcher plant, the leaves are get changed into pitcher like structure. You can see the leaf of the plant get changed into pitcher like structure, and the insects are trapped in the pitcher, and the plant get nutrition from the trapped insect which are trapped inside the pitcher. From that insect the plant get their nutrition. In case of Venus flytrap, even the insects get trapped in the trap of the leaf. Okay, and the plant get their nutrition from these trapped insects, and such kind of plants which are get their nutrition from the insects are called insectivorous plant. The question might ask in exam name some plants insectivorous plants. So what is the example of insectivorous plants? One pitcher plant and another one Venus flytrap. These two plants are called insectivorous plant. Okay. Some leaves are also very poisonous in nature. This is also one of the modification of leaves. For example, the leaves of the nettle plant. Leaves of the nettle plant are also called, in common language, we must have heard of bichu grass. So it causes itching in our body of person who touched it. Okay, this also one of the modification of leaves. Okay, move to the next point, children. Arrangement of leaf. Arrangement of leaves in different plant is different. Okay, so first type is arrangement of leaves in alternate form. You can see in the picture, stem on the stem, the leaves are arranged in alternate manner. Stem have one node and internode. The leaves are grow on the node, and in between the two node there is a portion is called internode. Okay, so leaves are grown on the node of the leaves. So if only single leaf is grown or developed on node, then such kind of arrangement of leaf is called alternate arrangement of leaf. If only single or only one leaf is attached to the node, only one leaf is attached to the node, then such kind of arrangement of leaf is called alternate kind of arrangement. Okay, so another is opposite arrangement of leaf. Here on node, two different leaves are attached to the node. On one node, two leaves are there. You can see in the picture. On one node, two leaves are attached, and such kind of arrangement of leaf is called opposite arrangement. And the next kind of arrangement is walled arrangement. Walled means on the node more than two leaves are present or attached to the node. More than two leaves, so many leaves are attached to the node, and such kind of arrangement of leaf is called walled arrangement. Plants have several leaves attached to the same node. Okay, such kind of arrangement is called walled arrangement. On the same node, many leaves are attached. Okay, so that's all about leaves. We have studied about the structure of leaf, the venation of leaves, reticulate venation and parallel venation, and we have already studied about transpiration. And transpiration means loss of water from the stomata of leaves. Then after that we studied some leaf modification. Leaf modification in spine and leaf modification in tendrils, and some leaves are changed their structure in some special kind of structure called trap, like Venus flytrap and pitcher plant. And we have also studied about arrangement of leaf in different plants. There are alternate arrangement of plant, opposite arrangement of plant leaves in plant, and walled arrangement of leaf on stem. That's all about leaf. Okay, in another class, next video, we will study about flower. Okay, that's all for today, children. Have a good day.